Have you ever heard a recording that left you wondering what really happened? From strange phone calls to creepy sounds, some recordings are so mysterious that even experts can't explain them. These recordings don't just sound weird, they leave us with more questions than answers. In this video, we're going to dive into the top 5 most disturbing recordings that still confuse people today. What's behind these strange sounds? Let's dive in to find out. 1. Susan Powell, a video that foreshadowed a nightmare. On July 29, 2008, Susan Powell, a mother of 2, recorded a strange video. In the video, she documented the assets in her home in Utah, stating she wanted to cover her bases, just in case something happened to me or my family. The video was recorded on the advice of her attorney, fearing that Susan's husband, Josh, might try to sell their assets. It was a peculiar request, especially considering the tension in their marriage. Susan shared that their relationship had been strained for years, revealing that Josh had racked up debt under her name and that they had fought violently in the past. Just a few months later, on December 6, 2009, Susan mysteriously disappeared. Josh claimed that he had gone on a camping trip with their 2 sons in the middle of a snowstorm, leaving Susan behind. When he returned, he told authorities that Susan was gone, but there were no signs of foul play in their home. In fact, Susan's family had suspicions that Josh was involved, particularly after they found a life insurance policy worth $1 million in Susan's possession, with a note that said, "If I die, it may not be an accident." But the most disturbing part came after Susan's disappearance. In February 2012, Josh locked a social worker out of his house and set it on fire with his 2 sons inside, killing them both. This tragic act seemed like a clear admission of guilt. Years later, despite numerous leads, Susan's remains have never been found, and her case remains one of the most perplexing and heartbreaking mysteries. How could someone close to Susan, who appeared to be struggling with such dangerous signs, have slipped through the cracks of a deeper investigation? 2. Amber Tuccaro, a haunting last conversation. Amber Tuccaro, a 20-year-old Canadian woman, disappeared in August 2010. The night she vanished, Amber was hitchhiking from Edmonton to the city, hoping to enjoy a short vacation. Hours later, she made a phone call that would haunt her family forever. The unsettling conversation was between Amber and an unidentified man. In the recording, Amber's distress is evident as she asks the driver where they are heading. The man's responses were disingenuous, which made Amber suspicious. She told him she didn't want to go wherever he was taking her, yet the man insisted they were headed where she wanted to go. What's truly chilling about this case is the recording itself. Amber sounded terrified, trying to figure out what was happening, but the conversation abruptly ended. For weeks, the authorities did little to investigate her disappearance. It wasn't until Amber's mother pushed the police that they finally started to look into the case. Tragically, Amber's body was found by horseback riders near Luke County, just days after the release of the unsettling phone recording. To this day, the identity of the man in the recording remains unknown. Many believe the police mishandled the investigation, and there are ongoing suspicions about the man's involvement in other disappearances. It's a case that continues to leave questions unanswered, leaving Amber's family and the public in the dark. 3. Kenny Veach, the mysterious cave. In 2014, Kenny Veach, a long-distance hiker, shared an eerie experience with his online followers. He commented under the username SnakeBitMcGee on a video about Area 51, claiming that he had discovered a mysterious cave while hiking near Nellis Air Force Base. According to his story, the entrance to the cave was shaped like a perfect capital M, and as he approached the cave, his body began to vibrate uncontrollably, an unsettling sensation that forced him to flee. Kenny's comment piqued the curiosity of many, and he was urged by viewers to go back and explore the cave, which he agreed to do. On October 18, 2014, Kenny uploaded a video of his hiking trip in the Nevada desert, attempting to locate the cave once more. However, despite hours of hiking, Kenny failed to find the cave again, which only fueled the skepticism of his followers. Things took a dark turn when, in November 2014, Kenny went on a third solo hiking trip to find the cave. That was the last time anyone saw him. 12 days later, his phone was found near a mine shaft, but there were no signs of Kenny. Search teams scoured the area, but he remained missing. Some believe Kenny's disappearance is linked to a secret military base, while others suggest he may have taken his own life. The unanswered questions surrounding his disappearance have only deepened the mystery. Even more bizarre, several YouTubers later found caves in the same area that resembled the M shape Kenny had described. But as of now, the story of Kenny's disappearance remains unsolved. What could have been so terrifying about that cave that made Kenny leave without a trace, never to return? 4. Henry McCabe, a disturbing voicemail. In September 2015, Henry McCabe, a 32-year-old auditor, went missing under strange circumstances. Earlier that evening, he had attended a barbecue with friends before heading out to a nightclub. After a night of drinking, Henry called his wife around 2:20 a.m., sounding delirious. Their phone conversation, which ended up being recorded on voicemail, was disturbing. The recording was filled with strange sounds, groans, growls, and what seemed like screams. It almost sounded like Henry was in the midst of an altercation or being attacked. The chilling audio has left investigators baffled, as it's unclear what was happening during the call. The combination of distressing sounds and Henry's usual articulate speech being replaced by incoherent noises is unsettling. Further investigation revealed that Henry had been dropped off at a gas station but was never seen again. Suspiciously, his phone records showed multiple calls made to a Texas number that had been disconnected. His wife claimed she knew Henry was still alive despite the lack of proof. As the investigation deepened, strange inconsistencies emerged, including conflicting testimonies from his acquaintances and missing footage from the night he disappeared. Months after Henry's disappearance, an anonymous letter was sent to police claiming that his body was buried by a group near water. His body was later discovered in Rush Lake, but no signs of foul play were found. This bizarre case continues to puzzle experts and remains one of the most cryptic disappearances. 5. Brandon Lawson, the disturbing 911 call. Brandon Lawson, a 26-year-old oil worker from Texas, disappeared under highly suspicious circumstances in August 2013. After an argument with his girlfriend, Brandon left his home in his truck and called his brother Kyle to say he was low on gas, stranded on a highway. But what happened next has left everyone in confusion. Around 12:50 a.m., Brandon called 911, but the audio from the call is unclear and disturbing. He reported that he had run into someone on the road and his truck had run out of gas. However, the most unsettling part of the call is the background noise. Some listeners claim they can hear gunshots and other voices. After the call, Brandon continued to contact his brother, sounding paranoid and saying he was being chased by a group of people. When Kyle arrived at the location where Brandon had parked, there was no sign of him. Despite a massive search effort, Brandon was never found, but his phone was located nearby, adding to the mystery. Some theories suggest that Brandon may have fallen victim to a cartel, while others believe he could have disappeared on his own. After a search in February 2022, human remains were found, but there's still no definitive proof they belong to Brandon. The case remains unresolved, and the eerie 911 call still lingers in the minds of those who heard it. There you have it, the top 5 most disturbing recordings that still leave experts baffled. Each of these mysterious audio clips has a story that continues to haunt those who hear them, leaving unanswered questions and chilling theories. While the truth behind these recordings may never be fully understood, they remind us of the strange and unexplained events that can sometimes slip through the cracks of logic and reason. What do you think happened in these cases? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this dive into some of the most perplexing and disturbing cases, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chilling stories and unsolved mysteries. Stay tuned for more content that will keep you questioning the unknown.